Hello friends, in this video we will gain some insight into the evaluation of expression in MATLAB. What if we want to evaluate square root of -1? For that we can write an expression in MATLAB as it gives the answer as 0 plus I. So I is the indication that square root of -1 is there. In MATLAB there are two signs which shows the imaginary number square root of -1, which is I and j. So enter I, it will show the value of I. It is 0 plus 1i, that's it. Enter j, it shows 0 plus 1i. So I and j both are similar. Its values are defined in bit. If we define it externally, explicitly in command window, then onwards for the cases in which we will use I value of I will be taken as a defined value by us. So let's define I is equal to 3. Now evaluate 2 multiplied by I. It is necessary to put sign of operation between constant and variable. So if we don't use sign, then MATLAB will show error. So see what is the value of this here in this case. What MATLAB will evaluate is that 2 multiplied by I, and I is defined as 3. So 2 multiplied by 3 is equal to 6. That is the answer. But what if we don't put sign of multiplication between 2 and I? Let's see first for the different variable a, which we haven't defined it. So it will more obviously show error because a is not defined, but we are defining a as a 3. Now what happens if we enter the expression 2 multiplied by a? But we are not putting here multiplication sign and watching what it shows. It will show error because there must be sign of operation which is required to be done here. So it shows error. But what if we write 2i? It doesn't showing any error. So for the complex number I, it interprets that 2 is multiplied with I. So it is the complex number. It is not actually the expression we are entering. It is just the number we have entered in a complex plane. So this is the it is the case for j also. 2j is equal to 2 plus I. If you define j is equal to 3.4 and then evaluate 2j, then it will interpret it as a 0 plus 2j. So it doesn't require any multiplication sign, so take care of this. Now enter 2 multiplied by j. It will show the value of 2 multiplied by j. It doesn't consider it here it doesn't consider j as the complex number square root of -1. So this is the fact which must be remembered. Now think what will happen if we enter these expressions. First of all, clear the assigned value of I. clear is the command to clear the variable from workspace. An argument is a variable which we want to erase from the workspace. So we want to erase I variable, so I have written clear I. So I is removed from here. First try to imagine what output this expression will give and what value this expression will give. After imagination, see what results it is giving. Here in that case, what happens, because of the higher precedence of division operation, pi I by 2 is evaluated first and then I is multiplied with that value, and that argument will be given to expression. So value of exponential of 1.54 multiplied by I is this, and value expression pi I by 2I. In that case, the answer is completely different from the first expression. What happens here? Here we haven't put any multiplication sign, but MATLAB interprets it as a 2I combinedly. It doesn't require any multiplication sign. So 2I has a higher precedence than 2 multiplied by I. So in that case, 2I will be evaluated, and then after pi I by 2I will be evaluated. So here is the 1.54 divided by I, that is the expression. So answer is completely different here. Now define I as a 2, then evaluate these expressions. Now evaluate the above expressions. Here, whenever we are defining I explicitly, then whenever I is encountered in a expression with some operation, operational sign, that means plus, minus, division, it will consider it as a value of I. Value of I, and the value of I will be used to evaluate the expression. So in first case, we have written exponential of pi I by 2 multiplied by I. So in that case, pi I by 2 will be evaluated, and that value will be multiplied with the value of I, which is explicitly defined as a 2. So exponential will be calculated for 1.54 multiplied by 2. So the value of that is 23.147, and in that case we have written 2I. So MATLAB interprets as a 2 multiplied by square root of -1. So this expression will give value of the pi by 1.54 divided by I. So this is the difference. For more such videos, subscribe the channel, like the video, share the video.